We're entering into the temple of the goddess today. And this is part of today's theme, which is the 10 goddesses, the Mahavidyas. And the 10 goddesses are basic embodiments of the divine feminine in her forms. And we don't really have yoga postures associated with these 10 Mahavidyas, but we do all carry the essence of these goddesses within us. They are representations of us. And so as we understand the spiritual concepts and the wisdoms that each of them represent, we begin to internalize their wisdom and make it ours. It's already here. Most of us have to just uncover what's covering our wisdom up, right? So that is our goal today, is to do some uncovering work. And we'll do that through our asana and through our breath work. And we'll do that through being present with each other today. So we'll begin in a comfortable seated position. And allow yourself to sit tall. We won't be here long. We're going to do a practice called Surya Badana. It is actually an opening of the right channel, the Pingala channel, or your solar channel. So using your ring finger and your thumb of your right hand, and you'll use those two fingers to pinch your nostrils. You can let your other two fingers rest on the forehead, or you can fold them in. So we're actually going to plug our left nostril, our left nadi, and take a nice long inhalation through your right. And then hold at the top, just kumbhaka, just suspending the breath. And then slowly exhale out, same nostril. Good. We'll do 4 more rounds on our own. Deep breath, right nostril. Hold without tightening. And when you're ready and you need to let go of the breath, exhale out, right nostril. Slow as you can. If my pacing isn't working for you, you can adapt the pacing. Big inhale, right nostril. Sitting up just a little taller. Let the breath suspend. Almost let that suspension of breath sit you up a little taller. Soften your shoulders, soften the muscles of your face. Exhale out, right nostril. As you exhale, try to see if you can get yourself to anchor into your seat a little more. 2 more rounds on your own. As you empty your breath, try to draw back your navel. Squeeze up through your pelvic floor. Last round. As soon as you finish, just let your hands rest in your lap. We're all going to finish at different times. Some still suspending the breath. Good, letting that exhale out very slow. Close your eyes. Let your right hand rest in the curl of your left hand. And just rest in that mudra with your 2 thumb tips connecting. And just scan. Notice how one small breathing technique can shift your awareness, how you feel. And just be aware of the rise and fall of your breath. So just like the yamas and niyamas, there are 10, right? The 10 Mahavidyas, the 10 goddesses, represent aspects embodied by those yamas and niyamas. And the first of the goddesses is Kali. And Kali is sort of this mother of time. So death, rebirth, and then activity of time, the cycles. And she represents this intensity. In fact, she stands upon, usually dancing upon wildly on the body of a corpse. And so she represents that really life takes no prisoners. That the reality is sometimes violence and intensity and war. And yet this is the shadow of that energy, right? When it's not illuminated. So from the illumination of Kali, we receive ahimsa, which is nonviolence, which is compassion, both for the self and for others. So we begin our practice with that. We begin our practice honoring the goddess within us that knows how to do no harm. No harm to ourselves, no harm to others. And to confront the passage of the cycles of our lives, the rhythms of change. And so we'll do that by coming together to practice some sun salutations. Before we do, let's come into a gentle, wonderful, loving, yummy child's pose, your favorite version. So I like to use my bolster, get my knees wide, bring my feet so they kind of squeeze and hug towards the edge of the bolster underneath my bottom, and then round forward. As you round forward, you may want something to rest your forehead on. If you don't have anything to rest your forehead on, you can rest your hands up and let your forehead rest inside your hands. Let this be an opportunity to spill and release any thoughts we have or any cares we have. Let whatever you've been carrying on your back, whatever burdens you've been holding, let them just roll off your back right now as you take about 5 to 10 cycles of breath here in child's pose. Taking child's pose is a way for us to tune in deeply to our bodies, to our breath, and to sort of relieve ourselves of any rage or aggression that may be here inside of us today, taking away from our peace. As we are here, we also take this time to embrace the mystery of the next 2 hours of class. As it unfolds, we go on the journey and we let ourselves align with our own presence, our own awareness, so that we are constantly and consistently checking in with ourselves and letting it all be. Part of the wisdom of illumination of Kali, the first of the Mahavidyas, is that we learn to want what we have. what's here now. And we just let it be without being for it or against it. We just let it be. Let's come into downward facing dog from here, separating the palms, fingers, hands, and sending the tailbone and sitting bones up towards the sky. Use strength and pressure through the hands and feet to meet the energy of your limbs at your pelvis. And begin to play here. Allow Leela to be part of all of your experiences. Tripura Sundari, the third of the goddesses, is about play and about what's called Leela, or she's also known as Lalita, which means the playful one. And so embody this power of Tripura Sundari to allow the playful parts of your being out as you move through these sometimes very familiar poses that we just sort of like come into sometimes, and just kind of go into that being there. But breathe here and experience. Sway your hips a little from side to side, pivot back and forth through your knees, feel into your hands, your palms. You may find that you want to spread your feet wider, come up high on your tippy toes, put more pressure down through the heels, or go wider on your mat. So explore down dog in ways you haven't before. Part of Tripura Sundari's wisdom is to get out of the habit patterns that we're used to. It's to kind of become non-attached, to parigraha. So not to possess, to let go. Walk your feet forward towards your hands, towards the front of your mat now. Come into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Separate your feet again about hips distance, maybe even a little wider, maybe to the outer edges of your mat. And again, play with bending and straightening the legs. You can do them together or separate. Play with anchoring your hips over your feet equally. So some of us, if we have a lot of openness in the backs of the legs, we might tend to push our hips back behind the heels. So see if you can kind of play with getting more of your weight even across the front and back of your feet, inner to outer arches. And again, like bend the knees a lot, place your belly on your thighs, dangle the arms, shake out your head and neck. And just again, spill out any of the thoughts and cares, especially those that seek approval. Our other goddess, our second goddess, is Tara. Tara teaches us to be content and to practice the truth of I am in every moment. Tara teaches us that we no longer need to seek validation from sources outside of ourselves to know that we are okay. We give ourselves that truth, that satya, that authenticity to meet ourselves as we are and as we already. We're there. Bend the knees, slowly start to roll up and take your time peeling the belly button back, stacking each vertebra and uncovering the head and neck final. So as you roll the head and neck up and unfurl yourself, coming into standing, make your way towards mountain pose. So while we anchor in ahimsa, Kali's energy of enlightenment, the voice of Tara, who knows the Om, who feels her creative power and authenticity of truth, Satya. We then to embody Tripura Sundari, who embodies Sattva, Rajas, and moving towards balance. And even though we are allured by external, it's alluring to see what is external in our world. We decide now to internalize this practice, Taking a deep breath in and out. And let's begin bringing the palms together at our heart center. Feet underneath the hips if you haven't yet done so. Inhaling, open the palms from the heart, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward, lead with your heart. Touch down, hands next to your feet. Yeah, fingertips can be there. Inhale, come up halfway, lift. Heart open, draw the chin down so the back of the neck can be long here. Exhale, fold in a little deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. This time, lift up with a straight back. Feel the power of your legs firming as you reach to the sky. Exhale, circle your hands back to your heart at prayer position. One more time like that. Inhale. Our prayer is to reach the sky and honor that light above us. Exhale, fold in half and bring that light down to earth. You are the being that does that. Inhale, half lift. You can slide your hands up your shins if it's easier. Good, tuck that chin again, lengthen crown forward. Exhale, fold your whole entire body into yours, forehead to your shin bones. Really get in deep, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, press the floor, reach, and feel that rebound force of the earth working with you as you reach to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center when you're ready. Good. Go ahead and take 2 more on your own. I'm going to adjust my Wi-Fi so you guys can hear me better. So really embodying what it is that you're feeling and experiencing. And yet with this softness, the softness of being okay with facing yourself as you are and making that commitment to wanting what you are and what you have. That is a parigraha. That is asteya. That is santosha. Perfect. So from here, let's go through our sun salutations C series first. So we'll start with easy and we can work up. You can always adapt as you feel you'd like to. Let me tip this up just a little bit. All right. So from here, palms together at heart center. Inhale, open the palms from the heart, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive, leading with your heart, coming to that forward bend. Now from here, inhale, take your right leg back and take your right knee down to the ground. So you're in a low lunge. Pick up your heart for a moment, shoulders down. And now get light so your feet can press into the earth. Clasp your hands over the front of your left knee and then sink back in. Good. Steady yourself on your back foot if you need to. Perfect. Take a nice long deep breath. If it feels natural to take your hands up and bring them right down or up along your ears, do so. Pick up the heart, open wide. Exhale, set your hands down to the floor, frame your left foot. Step back left foot to meet with the right, plank pose. Get strong, squeeze towards the inner groin, but broaden the shoulders. Then drop the knees to the earth from here. Chest and chin, Ashtanga Pranam, bowing to the earth. Inhale, cobra pose, elbows stay slightly bent and in. Press the tops of your feet down, push your pubic bone down. Spread across the front of your chest, just like a hood would form on a cobra. Good, and exhale, push the toes under, curling them, lift the hips up. Gauge those hips back for downward facing dog. Right leg up to the sky. We're gonna do our first little variation. Right leg up to the sky, hug your right inner groin in,
And see if you can get your left hand to pick up. So you're balancing on your right hand and your left foot in down dog. On your next breath out, touch down, right foot, left hand. Opposite side, left leg goes up behind you. Hug the inner groins together. Let your right hand start to pick up. It doesn't even have to be that much. It can just be like 2 inches off the ground. Feel that lightness, and then exhale, set it back down. Both feet to the ground. Right foot comes forward, low lunge. Sink the hips, open the heart. Shrug shoulders down as you interlock your hands over your right knee. Press down, lift the chest, lean it back. Sink the hips a little more. Inhale, if it's right for you, take your arms right by the ears, look up. Press into that forward foot. Feel the energy move from the floor to the sky. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Step it forward, front of your mat. Fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, take the left leg back, high lunge this time. So left knee stays off the ground. It's almost like you got a plank on your left leg behind you. Good. Now pick up your fingertips from the floor, but keep your belly on your right thigh. Pull the arms back like you're coming into like a field goal, right? With the arms. Pull those shoulder blades back to connect, and then pull your elbows in by your ribs. So you're kind of forming a V shape with your arms. And then pressing through your feet. Inhale, come up to a little crescent warrior. Spread those hands out, fierce energy. Think Kali Ma. Good. Big breath in from here, lift the heart again. Peel the navel up towards the heart. Feel the heart moving up towards the sky. Get that balance. And then if it feels good, you can shine those arms back and up. Good, big, bright, open heart. And exhale, hands to the floor, frame the forward right foot, step back, plank pose. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. We'll get to those chaturangas soon, I promise. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pick up from the inner body, spine. Press back. Pausing here. Inhale, take your right leg up to the sky behind you. Exhale, open to the right. So left inner groin is opening, and just a couple, like say 2 or 3, bend and straighten with the right leg. On your third one, hang the right foot towards your left butt cheek. Point that right knee to the sky abruptly. Reach through from there, and then send the right foot down to the ground. Other side, left leg up to the sky. Good. Exhale, bend and straighten, opening out to the left. Right inner groin, waking up. Straighten and reach, and then bend and hang. And then from that, pointing that left knee to the sky, stretch back up through the left leg. Send it all the way through. So we're on our lunge on the opposite side now. Good. Take the fingertips and let the fingertips start to peel up off the ground. Again, your belly's resting on left thigh this time. Peeling those arms up and then in by the ribs. So squeezing those elbows in. Then start to press through your feet. Crescent. Sink in. Start to lift up now through the trunk. Open heart. Strong back leg, feeling that balance. When you're ready, as you gaze up,
extend the arms. Brighten it with your breath. Exhale, both hands come down to the ground. Step it forward, fold in. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, we got 2 more. I'm gonna turn sideways. And I want you guys, if you have a block handy, especially if you tend to need your block, have it ready for you. All right. From mountain pose. Mountain pose. We're gonna bring in the opportunity to do up dog, chaturanga if you'd like. You can always go easier versions, rest at any time. Inhale, open the palms from the heart, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, half lift. Crown forward, tail back. Exhale, you can step back into plank this time, 1, 2, or you can jump if that's what you're ready for. And then push off the balls of the feet and toes, so you're moving your plank forward and back. So you're keeping your body strong, shoulders going over your wrists back and forth. You can also do this with the knees down if it's too much for you. Good, so from plank, take your right foot and raise it up. As you do that, next exhale, pull your right knee towards your right armpit. We're in plank, and then send it back. Do the same left, float left leg up, breathe in, breathe out. Good, next exhale, pull left knee in by left armpit, and then push it back. Good, exhale, lower down, knees touch chin or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, meet back at downward facing dog. Right leg back, nice and high. Inhale. Right leg forward, send it through. We're coming into triangle pose. So you may need your block on the inside of your right foot. So opening out to the left side of your mat. Your block would be just an extension of your arm. Take your tailbone and draw it towards your left heel. Open your right hip back. Start to spin your heart so it's open. You can allow the left arm to float up. Trikonasana 1. Pressing into the feet. Nice side body stretch. You can look to the side or down if looking up feels like too much today. Long, deep, slow breath, firm legs. Utthita Trikonasana. If it feels good for you to go next step, take your left arm forward in front of your heart. And then take your left arm along the left side of your head, reaching overhead. Stay engaged with your body, stay with your breath. Let the prana flow into your feet. Let the prana move through your spine. Feel that solar energy brightening in the body. Inhale, send the left arm up. On your exhale, bend your right knee. Lower the left hand down to the floor. Move your block away. Frame that forward foot pivot off the left heel. So now we're in high lunge again. Step back to plank. Lower down, take a vinyasa if you'd like. Or you can go right into downward facing dog or rest as needed. Left side, inhale. Left leg extends to the sky. Exhale, left foot sends it through between the thumbs, open to the right, Trikonasana. Again, if you need the block, start at your highest.
Some of you block isn't even high enough, and that's okay too. You may find you have to pull in a chair so you can rest your hand on a chair. Press in all four corners of your feet, lift your toes. So you can get those toes to fan up. Good, sweep that right arm up to the sky, let it float, but then let it reach. You're reaching between 2 points, right? Your meeting point is your heart space. So see if you can float your hand a little bit off your leg or off the floor, or off your block, so you can feel that meeting point in the center of your body. And then you can replant, but knowing that that's how much reach you want to get out of your inner body. Good, one more breath here. Find the best placement for your head and neck. Get a little shinier, a little brighter. Spark a little more. Good, and then take the right arm out in front of you. It's gonna feel weird. Take it out in front of you, like straight out in front of your heart. So you're seeing it, you're looking at it. Good, and then sweep it along your right hand side. Yeah, so Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Shrug your right shoulder down. The right side of your back. Again, get light again. Feel your feet. Feel your core. Squeeze inner thighs. You got it. Inhale, sweep that arm back up. Bend the left knee. Take your right hand down to the floor. Pivot off your heel. And when you're ready, take another vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Knees, chest, chin. Cobra, down dog. Lots of options. We'll rest in down dog or child's pose, your choice. 5 deep breaths. From the movement, we bring in stillness. From the energy output, we allow ourselves to receive and be here and present with our bodies, returning to ahimsa, to satya, to a parigraha, form of play. Bend the knees, look between the thumbs. When you're ready, let's playfully step, jump, or float the feet. Right forward, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a pause in mountain pose, just noticing your energies. Last round, sun salutations and variations. Let's inhale, open the palms from the heart, honoring what's above right now. Exhale, what's below. Inhale, half lift. If you're ready for your jump vinyasa, you can bend your knees, jump through chaturanga, bent elbow plank to hover. Inhale to up dog, thighs don't leave the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the right leg back all the way up to the sky. Traditional B series salutation. We're gonna take the right foot forward between the thumbs. Step the left foot up just a little bit. Warrior one with that back foot flat. Okay, so we're just feeling both feet now grounded. Arms by the ears. Now relax the arms down and just swing them a little bit. Make sure you're getting your shoulders to relax. Okay, we're gonna do a heart clear. So on our next breath in, keep the legs strong. Lift the lift the shoulders up to the ears and then hold your breath. Pull the elbows back so your shoulder blades squeeze, and then exhale, squeeze all the way to the tips of your shoulder blades, and then release again. Hang your shoulders, relax one more time. Inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears. Hold your breath. Pull the squeeze the shoulder blades back, and then squeeze all the way to the tips. Good, release. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep down. Vinyasa, or just a down dog. We got one more side to go. Left foot comes forward. Virabhadrasana 1. Left knee bent. You can walk your left foot up just a little bit. Shoulders shrug away from your ears. Bright and shiny warrior. Fierce warrior, worry 1. Good, lift up your heart. And then exhale, release your arms. Swing them, dangle them. See if anything pops or cracks, because sometimes when you're working hard and then you do something that loosens you up, you might find that there's a little adjustment. From here, hold. Deep breath in, lift those shoulders up to the ears. Hold the breath, pull back. You can really squeeze those shoulder blades to connect. Exhale, squeeze all the way down to the tips. See if you can get them to touch. And then release your arms, shake them out again. Last time, inhale. You're in your warrior legs. Hold the breath, pull back. Squeeze the back door of your heart. Clean out anything there that's ready to be released from the back door of the heart space. Good, to the tips. And relax. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands forward. Last vinyasa, let's do it. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, we meet in down dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. So we're enjoying that stillness in not doing, in just being and catching ourselves. Gives us a time for our minds to soften around being here, feeling the body in space. Spilling out any ideas or thoughts, you can shake out your head, yes and no. Last big breath. And we're all coming to finish up our coming out of the sun salutations. Bend the knees, look between the thumbs. When you're ready, step, jump, or float to Uttanasana. Inhale, come to that flat back position, tip your chin in. Exhale, fold all the way in, forehead to shins. Press the feet, inhale, sweep the arms up, strong reach. Look up as your thumbs come together, hips forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause and take a breath or two. Feeling the fierceness as you're removing the tensions from your body, mind, and heart. Using these techniques of asana and breath to clear your energy space, to come into equanimity and balance. Good. Separate the heels a little, but keep the big toes together. Okay, so heels slightly apart, big toes, and balls of the feet to touch. Bend the knees, inhale, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So press back, lean the trunk slightly over the front of the leg, so you're in like a lightning bolt shape. Coming into our first big twist today, palms together at our heart. Take the left elbow, bring it across the body to the outer right leg. Right hand stacks on top of the left. We press, hands towards prayer mudra. Looking over right shoulder. Sit down just a little bit more. Inhale and exhale, lengthen the spine. Good, exhale, remove yourself back to center line, but fold in, straightening the legs, shaking out the head. Bend the knees from here. Clasp the hands behind your back and reach the arms up to the sky. Knees bent, belly resting on the thighs. Head hangs. Good, release that, inhale, come back up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay with the heat, guys, let's burn it up. Palms together at the heart center. Yeah, these are the moments where the ego gets to burn up, right? Everything we want gets to be turned into compost. Right elbow to the outside of the left leg. Press the palms together. Spine long, twist. Bring it out. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, fold. Shake the head out, shake the hair out. Bend the knees, clasp the hands behind your back. One more shoulder stretch from here. Hang the head. Breathing. Belly rests on the thighs. Sit down a little more. Release the arms. Inhale, Utkatasana. Chair pose, last one. 2 or 3 little pumps in the knees. And then spring up, reach through the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. So, Natarajasana, or balancing pose today. So you should feel quite open, ready to really go for it. Or you're feeling tired now and you're ready for Shavasana, but just allow yourself to go where you need to today. So, both hands down along your sides. Find a comfortable spot in front of you to look at for your drishti. Right hand takes the inside of the right foot behind you. So you're standing in mountain pose, right shoulder externally rotates. That's why we're grabbing from the inside arch. Draw the inner knees towards each other for now. Send the left arm up to the sky, dancer 1. Dancer 2, press the right foot into the hands, separate the thighs. We're gonna keep them on the same plane, so right knee's moving straight back as we pivot through the hips. Push the foot into the hands to get half bow on your right leg. Turn your toes up to the sky. Find your balance. Like an ice skater, right? They do this on one little blade. You got your whole foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Big arch, front and back. If you feel ready, final position. Left arm comes out from the heart. Right toes to the sky. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release and shake out. Left side, left hand, left inner arch. Squeeze the groins towards each other. Open your chest. You're standing in mountain pose. Shoulder blades connect back. We opened our heart so much in our sun salutations today with our focus that we're keeping this heart open. We're keeping this inner lift through the plumb line of the body. Right arm comes down out right alongside the right ear. Good, keep it reaching. Squeeze and breathe. Pressing the left knee back into left foot into the left hand. Straight back goes the knee. Left heel is coming away from the left butt cheek, so you feel space being created like a bow. One leg bow on the back. Good, right arm stays lifted, front of the body open. One big arch. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep your gaze. Right arm comes straight up from the heart. Toes reach up to the sky. Finding your balance, finding your breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. And exhale, release. Shake it out. Bring your block to the center of your mat. Take your legs wide. So you're in wide stance position. Hands on your block. So you're already in a half fold here. So first, firm up through your kneecaps, lifting. Feel your weight over your feet. So sway your hips forward and back. Get your hips so they're in line with your ankles. And then bend your elbows. Bend your elbows as much as you can. And if you can, rest your forehead on your block or the top of your head on the block. Do so. And then grab your ankles, shins, or feet. If you have to bend your knees here, it's okay. Make sure your head is resting. So we got 5 cycles of breath. Prasarita Padottanasana. Feeling the elongation of the spine, the widening of the legs, counterbalancing our standing poses so far. Coming into symmetry, evenness on right and left. Perfect. From here, glide your hands up to your hips, come up halfway. So you're floating over your block. Right hand comes to your block. You can bring your block however you'd like. Some of you may even be able to do this with your hand on the floor. Left arm sweeping up for a twisting version of Prasarita Padottanasana. So revolved Parivrtta. We're twisting through the trunk. Hips are staying back like you would for down dog, right? Fanning out those tail feathers. Heart is lifted. Spine is long. Twist a little deeper if you can, looking over your left shoulder. Exhale, release. Both hands to the block, switch it out. I'm gonna move my block slightly towards my left arm as I use it for support. Right arm is gonna reach up to the sky. I'm in that like inhale, flat back position the whole time. Pushing hips back, feeling the weight into the feet. You can pick up your toes. And now spiral through the spine. Tailbone to crown. Reaching those arms spacious. Let the inner body feel your awareness with it. So you're massaging with your breath, kidneys, liver, all those beautiful inner organs doing so much for you. This is your chance to get some prana, big bath of energy. Exhale, bring your right hand down to your block or to the floor. Again, center it, and then bring your body back down through center. If you can come down a little further this time, maybe you make your block lower or bend your elbows a little more. Last 5 breaths here. If you want, you can grab your heels, or some of you can take yogi grab. Index and middle finger around your big toes, and then you press through. So more of an active than a passive forward bend. So yogi's choice here, taking some deep breaths in and out. And any yogis ready to do tripod headstand, you're welcome to now. Those of you who are not familiar or don't have a headstand practice, it's okay. I'm just going to give you some of the fun variations, and then you can also instead, maybe if you'd like, go into Bakasana, arm balance. So most of us who are just new to this practice, you're going to have to walk in and come into a little squat and move from here into your Bakasana. And those of you who are familiar with the headstand practice, you can do tripod headstand from the wide position, hands to the floor, head on the floor in front. So you're looking at your hands and fingers. You push into your hands as you raise your legs wide. And then maybe you come here, or maybe you can even come here and come into Bakasana from your headstand. Okay? So everybody is going to be doing their own little flow here, allowing yourself to go into whatever feels right. And if you've done Bakasana and you feel ready, it's hard to talk and do at the same time. You can just come into Malasana. So staying here, as soon as you're done with whatever flow you got, take pause in squat pose and do several rounds of breathing. We learn that each of these poses are not goals, they are expressions. Expressions of energy moving through us.
right? So wherever we were able to go is where the body is ready for, what the body needs. So to be in Satya is to be in truth about where you are, how far to take yourself. And then as we reflect here, we again know that just like Tripura Samdari says, it's not about those external states. It's not about what we see or what we accomplish. It's about what we feel from the inside out. Either way, all is well. I accept myself as I am. All that I have been and all that I've expressed has been the outer expression of what is happening on the inside of me. We bow to that. Good. And then from your squat, I know you guys are all over that. Let's come into our seat and bring the feet out in front. I'm going to kind of come a little closer to you guys. Bring the feet out in front, knees bent. Staying with this kind of forward bending position we've been doing, and side bending positions we've been doing. You're going to start with a little balance on your booty. So lean back, let your feet float up. See if you can keep your spine straight. Okay, if I want, I can do this with no hands. If I need the hands, I bring them under the knees, right? And help them support my legs. Or you can bring your hands to the side or even slightly back. We want that heart open. So even when we're doing our forward bends, our heart can still stay spacious. Good, so wherever you are, we're all gonna take the same kind of measures. So right toes touch, come back up. Left toe touch, come back up. So do this about 5 times on each side. And you're moving from that center, that connected belly, pulling back, pelvic floor lifted, so you get that weightlessness. And then after you do 5 on each side, come to center, do the straight versions on each side 5 times. So basically you're doing 10 points. Good. That's 3 and 5. Good, and then lower everything down to the floor. Feet come together, knees open. Lift and straighten the spine. You can even take your fingers behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the heart. So we're gonna open first. Make space. It's almost like you're gonna lift your booty off the ground. Fan the knees out even more. Spread the toes, fan the toes out. Heart is like a balloon, a hot air balloon taking off. Good, and then exhale. Walk your hands out to the front of your shins or ankles and then use that length to pull you forward. Heart first. And then round forward over your legs. So we'll be here for about 1.5 minutes in this nice wide forward bend. If it feels good for you to have your block and rest it on your feet, lower your head down, do so. But we want the chin to come down towards the chest. Been doing like a lot of elongating through the head and neck. We've worked the head strongly now. So take this time to relax your jaw, your throat. And now breathing into the back door of your heart. Breathing into the back ribs. Breathing into the back waistline. And I love the idea, if you want your hands to do something, you can let your hands massage your feet, or you can let your hands massage your neck and shoulders. You're about halfway there. Let's rest in peace. So the next 3 goddesses are Bhuvaneshwari, Tripura Bhairavi, and Chinnamasta. And their wisdom is helping us surrender and abide in our breath, beyond identifications of the self. So beyond anything that limits us in who we are. To get out of the habits of inertia. Chai Puri Bhairava, she helps to light a fire of preserving our wellness under our butts. Let's slowly come up. Good. Send your right leg out to the side. I like a little something under my backside. So I'm going to put my cushion underneath me. So I have a little bit of pelvic lift. Let me do this so you guys can see better. I have a little something underneath me. So that kind of brings my hips forward. Left heel to my left groin. Right leg is out to the side. Okay. Good. Left hand behind you on the floor. Right arm up by your ear. Good. Deep breath in. Press the floor with your hand. Reach up through your right side. You may even get a little opposite side bend to the left. Good. And then exhale. Take all that length you just created. Grab hold somewhere around your right leg. Ankle, foot, shin, toes, wherever you can comfortably reach. And if you have a block handy, you want to rest your hand on a block, you can bring your block down and rest your arm there. Okay. I like to be a little more active. So from here, I'm going to take my left hand, place it near my hip on my left bent leg. Good. And then as I bend my right elbow towards my straight leg, I'm going to push my left heel of my hand into my bent leg. And I'm going to go from that line near my hip. I'm going to go from that line all the way up towards the knee or out towards the knee. Okay, I'm leaning my body slightly forward as I do this. So that's going to intensify the stretch you're feeling on your right inner groin. So I'm massaging up and down my left bent leg with the heel of my hand. Good, you guys are catching on. Good. All right, now from here, stop. Spiral your heart towards the sky. Okay, so the tendency is for us to round here. So opposite, spiral out. Let that left arm float up like we did for triangle pose. Good, let your right arm relax. And now we're gonna do a little head release. So let your right ear drop down towards your right shoulder. Let your head just be heavy. It weighs about 10 to 12 pounds. So just let it go. And now send your arm opposite, like over the left bent knee. Send it out. And then let it hover at about the halfway point. Spread and reach to that left arm. And then tip your chin towards the sky. Leaning the head back. Turn the chin towards your shoulder. Good, we're gonna just work out any kinks from the neck. As you're moving your head around slowly, also rotate your arm, your left arm in its socket. Yep, spin it back, spin it around. Good, look for any tight spots. You can even bring that arm back, behind your back. Okay, it doesn't have to just hover over that left side. You can go way back here. Yep, good. 2 more breaths, make them big, close your eyes. Let the energy move. If there's anything that you haven't yet done so to release fully your being here, let out a big vocal moan, groan, or sigh, like be obnoxious about it, like, ah, like that. Yes, take out your tongue, open your mouth, let it all go. Vocal releasing is great to help move energy. Awesome. Now release that left arm. Let it just drop. Turn your whole body now opposite. So you're looking at the floor in front of your right leg. You can even take your hands now to frame your right leg as you bow in to your right leg. Walk your hands back slowly. We just stretched that whole left side. So I want you to go super slow, like you're moving through the thickest mud as you bring your head back up. And I still have my torso turned towards my outstretched leg. Good, so as I unfurl with the most kindness and non-harm, turn back to face forward, pause. Take a moment of stillness. Notice and feel. Inhale and exhale through your spine. Feel your right side and your left side. Counter pose. Left hand goes back behind you on the floor, like where we started. Right arm comes back up by your right ear, like we started. Now inhale,
push your hips forward and lift off your hips. Stretch back, big back bend, lift, open, lift, open, lift, open. And then exhale, slowly come back to where we began. In stillness, pause. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you need to, like, you know, shrug your shoulders around or give yourself a little neck and shoulder massage, do so. And then let's switch the legs. Okay, adjust. So your right heel now is in right groin, left leg straight out to the side. Everything's done super slow, like slow motion is important. So Namaste, she's like our healer. She is the Mahavidya that really teaches us how we can be present with ourselves, how we can re-nourish and re-feed ourselves. She's often shown with her own head decapitated, right? And blood spurting all around. It's kind of shocking, but the idea is that she can self-nourish. She does not need her ego. She does not need the things of her mind to make her important in this existence. We can let go of the mind, the ideas of self that we have, any identities that we have within ourselves, we can drop right now and just be the energy and the light that we are. If you think doing these poses is you, let that go and see how life and prana flows through your body to make these poses happen. That is Namaste. Take your left arm up by your ear. Reach strongly. Right hand behind you at your right hip, right behind it. Push down your right hand. Lift up through your left arm and get as much space as you can along your left side. If that means you want to lean back and over opposite, over your bent leg, do it. And then take all that length and stretch it over. Let it feel good. So we still come back to the wisdom of those first three goddesses, the letting it be with Kali, the authentic self, the truth of our being, Tara, Tripura Sundari, not needing those external validations to tell us we're okay. Bhuvaneshwari, she says, God's will be done, not mine. I let go, I surrender to the force and the flow of how life is unfolding naturally without my effort. Good, feeling that stretch. I'm really feeling the stretch on my right side today. Maybe it's from my hiking yesterday. Take the heels of your hands. I got my therapy yesterday myself. I was told I need to get out. I need to do something outside. I need to rest. And I had woken up, or I had actually 2 days ago had massage your inner thighs, guys. I had a little bit of vertigo or, kind of dizzy spells going on. And I healed it by listening to what my body needed and not denying myself of what I knew I needed to do. Even if that meant I had to reach out and ask for help. Danny helped me yesterday teach my class. And I feel better now because I did what I needed to do. Good. Hang the head now. Release back, open, and spin the heart towards the sky like you're turning towards the ceiling with your chest. And then let your head drop. Like all 10, 12 pounds of your head need to go. Don't hold any of it. Because what that does is it helps all those scalene muscles around your neck, which coincidentally connect into the tops of your shoulders. Right? We're pulling that right shoulder away from us. So as we work, you're going to feel little pops, little clicks because you're decompressing your neck to the side. Just letting gravity take over. Right arm floats up, just like in triangle pose. Good. Feel that side body. If you feel like you're getting too big of a stretch in your side body, lean up a little more. So walk your hand up your leg more or put a block under your forearm. If you're okay with that deep stretch, stay with it. Anchor your right sitting bone down. Good. Now, hanging the head, we let the arm extend opposite of our body. So over the right bent knee. Turn the palms up for now. Stretch the fingers out. And then start to spin the hands slightly back. So really externally rotating that right shoulder arm. Good. And then you can tip your chin down, looking down, or tip your chin in towards your chest. Good. Ooh, yeah, that's a good spot for me. So and then right when we find the good spot, start to spiral and spin your shoulder and arm around. Okay, so that's the idea, is that you're looking for, where am I holding tensions? Where can I bring my breath? How can I relax? So even me asking that question right now to you, you're going to answer it. But I even answered it myself. I felt the tension in my jaw. So I'm going to let my jaw open. I'm going to let my tongue stick out. And I'm going to feel how I can release that just by stretching open my throat and holding that ugly face for a minute. Pretend you're Kali. Pretend you're Tripura Bhavari. You are opening yourself in respect. You're reaching out of your habits, out of the things that feel comfortable for you, because maybe, you know, you said that you couldn't do that. And then you start to move into a place of really holding your wellness, holding your spaciousness, holding your own healing. Awesome, everyone. All right, so let the right arm come down, let it rest. Turn your whole entire body. Stay with me, guys, go slow, okay? If we come out of this too fast, it's like you're doing the opposite of what we've just done, which is really taking the presence of the pose and the movements and letting them be like a healing salve. It has to absorb into us. As you turn your body towards your left leg, take a moment, bow in. It's almost like you're getting a little twist through that lower spine. And then slowly, like you're moving through thick molasses, slowly roll yourself up. Your head's going to be the last thing to come up. You're still turned toward that outer leg. Good. It's not always pretty, guys. It can get a little messy in yoga class, a little sweaty, a little gross, and that's okay, because we are freeing ourselves. We're liberating ourselves from all the thoughts, the ideas of what we should, could, would be, and we're just meeting ourselves as we are. You know, these crazy wild goddesses and gods all within us. Good. Pause, center. Be still for a moment. Do nothing. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And then take your right hand behind you. Take your left arm forward, and we're going to do that counter stretch. So pick your hips up, press the hips forward, and lean it back. Expand and open. Press the hips forward, reach back. You're really pressing, really lifting, really counter stretching everything we just did. Breathe, breathe, breathe up the front of the body as you exhale. Lower down slowly. And again, park it. Park it. Relax your shoulders. Find your spine over your two sitting bones. Feel into your right side, feel into your left side, feel into the center of your spine, crown to perineum, root. And then you have the choice to either take a Paschimottanasana with the legs straight out in front of you, or you can go wide, Konasana, with both legs. Okay, so we want to get into some symmetrical position. We're going to go on our back and do some hip and back bending to kind of close out class today. So this is the last of our big deep forward bends from seated. And we're just kind of feeling the spiral of everything we did from top to bottom. You know, if you really love your sun salutations today and we're there, you're going to feel really nice when you go into Paschimottanasana. If you're needing more hip work, inner groin work, external rotators of the hip work, take the legs wide. Good. And the best way in is to start Dandasana, stretch and open like we have, leading with the heart. And then once you're here, firm the legs, but not the whole time. Just firm the legs so that press back your legs into the earth and then fold over from there. And just hang out. We're here for about a minute and a half again, closing your eyes,
turn your attention, rotate your awareness inward. Rotate all of your breath towards the back door of your heart, the back door of your ribs, the waistline, the head and neck. So this is your pose. This is your place in it all. All things come full circle to this place. All 10 of those Mahavidyas are living within you. You are brave as you face all the sources of your own suffering. It's not what's happening on the outside most of the time. It's what's happening on the inside. Where we fall, we rise, ladies and gents. Where we fall, we rise. Let us drop and meet ourselves. And let us want what we have. Surrendering to divine will, Bhuvaneshwari, abiding in this moment as it is. Preserving our wellness, using our tapas, our attention, to being here and breathing and committing to this pose. We are embodying Tripura Bhairavi, who illuminates tapas. Any place where we're addicted, where we are unhealed, Chinnamasta teaches us to practice brahmacharya, to cultivate this vitality we have inside of us. To preserve and conserve our energy appropriately. That is what brings our healing. Deep breath in and out. Breathe these last couple breaths so you feel your waistline, side waist move when you breathe. And then slowly inhale, raise your head first. And then take your arms up next. You can take them up. Yeah. Reach, you can look, you can stretch your feet, lift your heels, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, turn your palms up to the sky, like go in all directions. And exhale, release. All right, let us pull our knees into our chest, lay back. Lay back, rock back. I'm going to talk to you as you lay back. Close your eyes for a moment and just feel like, okay, now we're entering into the last half of class. And as we enter into this last part of class, actually last 45 minutes of class, I want you to feel like this is the time where we are turning the clock. We're turning the wheel like Kali of time. And the wheel of time is what energy we put out, we must also equally draw back in. What expands must contract. We honor that wheel of time. All of us are in a different place in that circle. Some of us have been resting a lot and now it's time to act. And some of us have been doing a lot and now it's time to rest. So feel that in the energies of your body and in your breath. And then we're going to just do a couple unwinding techniques. And as we do this unwinding technique before we finish out, I want you to notice this is the 7th of the Mahavidyas, Dhumavati. And Dhumavati represents attachment. And it also represents Svadhyaya, which is this self-reflective energy where we don't make judgments, where we don't have opinions, where we just allow ideas and beliefs and stuff to exist. So separate your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees tent in towards each other. I'm going to do a shoulder unwinding exercise. We've been really working on our hearts today. So we're going to unwind the shoulders before we go into some back bends from the floor. Easy back bends, I promise. Take your arms out at heart level for now. Good. Let's start with a little twist before we move in. Let's let the knees just fall right. And they can stack on each other. Yeah, or kind of separate. Yeah, perfect. That's it, guys. Awesome. However you want to take that twist. But turn your head left. And just feel that unwinding as you reach into the ground. As you let the support of the earth hold you, carry you. What we don't know, we don't know. And it's okay to not know. It's okay to just be in this experience of spaciousness, of letting all exist, all the ideas, all the thoughts, without holding on to any of them. A sign of our liberation is that we can breathe easily in not knowing. Breathe easily into the mystery. Settle in with this exhale a little more. And when you're ready, bring your knees back up to center. Reposition them the way you started so you can kind of get that evenness on each side. And then let the knees fall to the left, turn your head right. However you want to engage this twist where you feel it most benefits your body. If you can surrender a little deeply, more deeply into the earth, do so. Unwind whatever holding patterns you have. And then again, deep scan of your body. Notice, where am I tight? Where am I tight? Where am I holding? Where am I restricted? Where does my breath not go? And then move your mind to that area. Engage your breath. So the breath comes in and massages that place of tension from the inside. We're unwinding all the things that we've been holding. Oftentimes, ideas, thoughts, memories. And as they spiral out of us with each exhale, we're freer. And we can rest easy with that mind open, untethered. No more internal wars with our own psyche. Wanting nothing. Just wanting what we have. On your next breath in, bringing the knees back up to center. Feeling good with things as they are here and now. Go back to the feet wide on your mat, knees come together. Shoulder release now. Arms come from extended to either side to wrap. Right arm in front of the left, elbows stack. Turn your palms out away from you and let your elbows fall where they might, okay? So it's gonna feel a little weird at first. Those of you who haven't done this with me before, your right arm's closer to your face, and then you gotta let your shoulder blades rest back into the floor. And don't try to hold your arms here. Rather, just let your arms sort of become slack. Move your breath into the back door of your heart, into that space between your shoulder blades and underneath them. Make sure your palms are turned out. So flip your palms out. Good, and just your fingers naturally curve from there. So we're here about 1.5 minutes, cycling the breath. And this is a perfect time for us to come into the 8th Mahavidya, Bagalamukti, she helps us release clutter, specifically material clutter, but it could be any sort of clutter, specifically to mental clutter. So just with that intention of releasing and purifying your own mind and heart. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Clearing and cleaning with your breath, with your softening of all resistance, unwinding, unraveling. We do what we can now to just let go that much more. Maybe to breathe that much deeper into the sources of the pain that may need to be uncovered, to be released. Jaw and throat and eyes and cheeks and inner ears also softening. And with our next breath, let's inhale, take the arms open, rest them open for a moment. You can just kind of lift your hips up and down. You can move your legs a little bit, reposition, tuck your chin to your chest, lay back again, and let's go to the other side. Arms out, and then left arm comes in front, crossing elbow over elbow. You're laying back and relaxing with the palms facing out. Settling in, noticing how this side is different from the other. Noticing where your breath needs to go right away. Using the breath to penetrate those tensions and to meet ourselves in this moment where quite possibly we viscerally feel what we've been carrying in our neck, in our shoulders, in our back, in our chest. And we give ourselves the kindness and compassion. We give ourselves this big hug. The breaths continue to cycle as you unwind. Bagalamukti invites a neutral mind, a dumping out all the things we see and have take up space. So we invite ourselves to remove any clutter, any unnecessary distractions that take our energy away from us. In the yamas and niyamas, this is shaucha, which is the first of the niyamas. Cleanliness, purity. We purify the mind, we purify the heart. We purify these muscles and bones that hold our past, hold our experiences, and we let them unwind and unravel, and we take them and we send them out with the breath. Breathing in, breathing out, final release. Breathing in, full, complete breath, Dirga Pranayam, filling up the lungs completely. Exhale when you're ready, empty it all out. Expel the breath until you're empty, and see as you empty what happens to you on the inside. And before you take your next breath, be in that softness of no breath. And then inhale your arms back out. And exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. We're going to take several movements from bridge pose now. So feet on the floor, hips distance apart, knees and feet parallel. See if you can bring your feet in so they're just under the backs of your knees, so you have some pressure and connection with the floor. So from the arms down by your sides position, inhale, lift up your hips, take your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, lower your arms down to the floor and lower your hips to the floor. Beautiful. Inhale to raise, pressing the floor, pick up those hips to the sky, big bend in the back. Exhale, lower down. So let's take at least 6 more rounds on our own. See if we can coordinate that movement up with the inhale and down with the exhale. So 2 more wherever you are, even if you're going beyond the number we started with. Get in that last one. Keep your hips raised. Keep your arms raised. Feel into your feet. Okay, feel the chin coming in towards the chest towards the chin. Now take your arms, bring them back down along your sides. Press the floor with your arms. Push the floor with your feet. Full bridge pose. Allow your chest to come in towards your chin, rather your chin to your chest, and press a little bit through the back of your head. Good. For those of you ready, you can clasp your hands underneath your body. You can bring your hands underneath your waist, or you can use your block to pin the hips up by placing the block underneath your sacrum. Okay? So any of those, but I want you to get into the deepest back bend you can, because I want you to open the front of the pelvis right now. Wherever you are in this shape, take several breaths, pressing the floor with your feet and picking up all 10 toes. Let the head press back. Feel the chest and the collarbones expanding and widening and broadening. Feel equally across the front of the pelvis, hips opening, thighs opening, belly opening. Last couple rounds. Stay with it if you can. Some of you may be ready to take this to the next stage. Next stage would be take your right leg and reach it up, pointing your toes to the sky, firming down through the left leg. So one-legged bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana.
Ekapada Setu. Bring your right foot down, take your left leg up. Pressing and lifting, using your breath. Sometimes the block's what you need for this. Very strong through the thighs and legs again. Exhale, slowly lower down. If you want, you can take the final position into shoulder stand or extended bridge. So extended bridge is to straighten the legs out from here. Big back bend. Shoulder stand, taking your knees in and sending your legs to the sky. All right, so you have your choices here, or you can do a little of both. Those of you in shoulder stand, feel free to take plow, Karnapidasana, or any other variations that feel right for you. And to get the most out of our shoulder stand, for those of you who are in it, benefits 2 minutes in shoulder stand to let the blood flow and the nerve energy shift inside the body. Helps to release and calm the nervous system for most. And most importantly, helps to engage some blood flow and energy to the metabolic system. At any time you feel ready to come out of any of the poses we've done so far today, and you want to take your final position, we're going to end today with fish pose and then a hip opener. Okay, so fish pose we'll make our way towards as we lower down from bridge and all the variations on shoulder stand. Turn the palms face down underneath your seat. You want your arms to be long. Let your butt rest on the backs of your hands and wrists. Extend your legs straight out. So you're literally laying on your arms and hands. On your inhale, push down with your elbows. Turn your head under. Now we got the chin away from the chest. I'm resting the crown of my head on the ground. Heart's open, elbows pressed, legs are awake. Breathing in, breathing out. Airing out your gills in fish pose. You want to feel the expanded breath. 3 more rounds circulating. Inhales and exhales. Pull up through the pelvic floor. Last exhale. Peel open through the heart. Lift the head off the ground. Slowly lay yourself down. Feet back to the earth, knees bent. Lift the hips up away from the hands. Take the arms out from underneath you and untuck the shoulders. Pause for a moment. Hands on your belly, low belly. Below your belly button and across the pelvis and hips. Closing your eyes, resting, receiving. Letting the neck, the head, the shoulders, the whole body come into unification of awareness. Head to toe, right to left, inner to outer, up to down, back to front, the whole 360 view of you. Watch your breath. Pull the knees into your chest. We'll take happy baby pose. Squeeze the knees and compress the thighs towards the belly and chest. Lift the head up off the floor. Peel the upper shoulders off the floor. Do a little round tuck. Hold that tuck. Squeeze. If you want to engage the belly even more, send the arms out. So you're doing a full compression of the front body. And then when you're ready, open the legs out, come into happy baby. Soles of the feet face the ceiling, knees to either side of the rib cage, belly relaxing back. Hollow out your belly. If it feels good, take your thumbs between your two baby toes, holding from the outside of your feet, and let the weight of your arms press the knees down, flexing the feet open. Let the back of your sacrum bone connect to the earth. That may mean you're just slightly pressing your sitting bones away from you. Breathe into your back ribs. Breathe into the back of your head. 2 more rounds of breath here, softening jaw, softening the eyes. And now we'll come into free flow, so you can just let your body relax from here, moving in whatever ways you need. So you're just looking for your body to guide you. You can have about 3 to 5 minutes of free flow as we make our way towards Shavasana today. You can take whatever variation of Shavasana you'd like, with whatever props feel good for you. And before you make your way to Shavasana, just ask yourself, is there any other movements my body is needing before I go and rest? Maybe you need some water. Maybe you need to run to the loo. Those are also options for you right now. So make your way. We have 2 more goddesses to talk about as we move into Shavasana and into these last few movements. So Matangi, she represents the enlightenment of asteya, of non-stealing, asteya. So really her darkness, the darkness is about her is that she becomes too literal, thinking that the things outside of her, those things can make her feel good, right? But ultimately we begin to see, go back to that idea of all that we need is already here, to want what we have, but even bigger, wanting nothing. Asteya means that you are grateful, that you feel blessed, and you let that gratitude and those blessings fill you up so that there's no void. There's nothing that you need that will complete you because you are already complete. I am already complete. All I need, I already have inside of me. And finally, the 10th Mahavidya. Her name is Kamala Mika, or sometimes we just call her Kamala. She avoids, and then she also aggresses. It's almost kind of coming back to that feeling of either bypassing our feelings or attacking them. Today, as we rest in our Shavasana, as we allow the wisdom of these goddesses dance inside of us, with their spaciousness, with their liberation, with their illumination and light, we come into a place of contentment, santosha, which Kamala represents. Contentment, being at peace even with chaos, being able to hold ourselves in a state of grace, even when things on the outside appear to be going wrong.
this in our lives now, whether we're affected by the things of the world or not. This is the key to our peace. Being peace regardless. No need to bypass or to aggress. To just be peace. Let peace wash over us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Find our way back to our bodies and back to the room. Feeling that depth of breath takes us back home again, to the home of our flesh and bones, our body, the temple that holds our spirit, our soul, our energy, and to the great home that we are in, the planet, our community, our space that we're in. It's like all these home, the home we carry with us, the home that we're in, the home of our community, the home of our planet, we breathe that in, a sense of home, of being at home, feeling the Om within our home. Allowing your fingers and toes to move a little bit. And then rolling through your ankles and wrists. And then taking the extension through the arms and maybe reaching them overhead. Taking the extension through the legs. And then pulling them in. And slowly taking yourself onto your favorite side when you're ready. Taking your time, transitioning from here, thanking yourself, thanking your body for this practice, for showing up. And when you're ready, you can make your way on up to a seated position. So our energy body, like the rivers of peace. And we feel the spaciousness we are at home. Feeling all those yamas and niyamas, the 10 Mahavidyas dancing inside of us. May we intend for that wisdom to guide us through this day, through our week. Let's bring our palms together at heart center. And we take a moment to give thanks to our own bodies, our own hearts, and the energies that are expressed through our own individual light. And then we feel that we are one bright light, interconnected and felt through the great vast network of light that is all around us, within this group that we're in today, within our family, within the core of our communities. We feel how our light exchanges the light with all lights everywhere and connects us into wholeness, into oneness. And we feel that sense of oneness as it is part of us. And let's close our practice with 3 Oms. Our first Om directed back to our own hearts, our own bodies for healing and for peace. Deep breath in. The next Om out to our home, our closest communities, the building we're in, the town we're in. Deep breath in. Peace and healing for our communities. Then take a deep breath in, rub your palms together. Rub them vigorously So you feel that heat and that warmth in there, and then we're gonna send the palms out for our final Om, giving this Om to each other, to all the lights within the network of light. Taking a deep breath in, healing and peace to you. Just feeling that light, feeling that heat, feeling that energy that connects all things. And I give you thanks. Wow, big energy today, guys. Namaste. Blessings. Take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. So if anyone